In the previous lectures, we have seen what is meant by LPDT, what is meant by LEX, and what is meant by YAC. So, totally theoretical part we have covered. In this lecture, we will see how to recognize digits, identifiers, and words using a simple LEX program. I, Professor D.V. Kosti, welcome you for this lecture. So, let us start with the examples. So, the first example that we are going to see is how to identify word. So for this, we need to write LEX program. As you know, LEX program contains the parts as specification and semantic actions. So in this example, we will see how the specification is done and how the semantic actions are written. So this is code number 1. So let us understand it very clearly that whatever the part given above this line, whatever I am drawing here, is nothing but only a header file #include stdio.h. So this header file is important because you know LEX is going to give you a C program which will work as a scanner. Next part is nothing but what is to be done depending on the occurrence of a particular string. So here we have taken ABC, XYZ, LMN. If in an input ABC is given, you will get output as word found. If in the input XYZ is given, you will find output as word found. Similarly, for LMN, you will get output as word found. Anything apart from this, if given, this particular program will not be able to handle and it will not give any output. I repeat, if any input other than ABC or XYZ or LMN is given, then this particular program, LEX program, is unable to give any output. The blank window will come. So this is the second most important part of LEX program. Now, third, we call it as auxiliary routines. In auxiliary routines, we have a main. This main is executing the LEX program using a command yylex. So this yylex, it is an inbuilt function. So don't worry about yylex and don't even try to change the spelling of yylex. So this is small case yylex, opening bracket, closing bracket, and semicolon. This particular function will execute this part of LEX. Return 0, this R has to be small, keep in mind. This R has to be small, return 0. And at last, we have a method named as int ywrap. So ywrap is a wrapping function which will wrap everything together, a LEX program and a C program. So for that, we must have int ywrap. Nothing is given in the ywrap, still we must mention the function ywrap. I hope you got this program. This is a program number 1 that we have seen, code number 1. I will clear everything. So this program is handling only 3 strings, ABC, XYZ, LMN, and I have written word form. So this output, you can write anything depending on the output is going to change. So let us understand one more program. So this is code number 2. You can see only one line is changed. Here ABC, XYZ, LMN was there. Here I have made it word 1, word 2, and word 3. Now here, if input is given as WORD1 or WORD2 or WORD3, then the output will be word found. If anything is entered apart from these 3 words, even though you are entering word, this program is not able to handle any string other than these 3 strings. I hope you got the clear idea about how LEX is going to work. Again, I repeat, this R is small r. Clear? So let us move to the next example. We have recognized words in the code 1 and code 2. The slide heading was recognition of digits also. So let us go to find how to identify digit. Now here, something new you can see. Here you can see 0 to 9 star. What it indicates? Digit found. If anything is entered between 0 to 9, it will print as digit found. If you are not entering anything, it will not print anything. I repeat, if you do not enter anything, any input is not given, then this particular LEX program is not going to print anything. So 0 to 9, any combination of 0 to 9, it may be 1, 2, 3, 4, means 1234. So this is nothing but a digit, because this particular string is satisfied by this particular regular expression. If it is satisfied, then print whatever is written in the print statement. If it is not satisfied, we are not handling any unsatisfied string. If you are giving a 1, 2, and 3 as input, this A1, 2, 3 is not satisfied by the given regular expression, because A is a letter which is not handled by this particular regular expression. So it is only handling the numbers, and if a single number or any combination of number is there, we have printed digit found. I hope you got how the digit program is working. Again, this R is small. Let us go to the next slide. Code number 4. So in this code, we are finding the identifier. Now you can see here what this regular expression is showing. Here, compulsory anything between A to Z. Second, optional because it's in round bracket. Optional anything between A to Z or anything between 0 to 9. Now you can give me any example of identifier. Int number 1, comma number 2, comma number 3. N will be satisfied with A to Z. U, M, B, E, R. 1 will be satisfied by this 0 to 9 occurrence. So any identifier which is starting with the letter A to Z and any combination of A to Z after this letter, any combination of 0 to 9 after this letter is allowed. That means A1, A11, A112 is also an identifier, and A, B, C is also an identifier, and A, B, 1, 1 is also an identifier. So any combination which is satisfying this particular regular expression will be treated as identifier, because we have written into double quotes that this particular string, if satisfied by the regular expression, is called as identifier. I hope this code number 4 is clear to you. Now, if you want to identify digit identifier in a single program, you can include the digit line over here, and this will come down. So any number of lines can be added between these two percent signs. Clear? So in a single program, you can identify a word that we can later on call it as a result words, then identifier, then numbers, digits. I hope everything is clear now. This is what the lecture, how to identify word, digits, identifiers using LEX program. Now you may be thinking that, sir, how to execute this program? So don't worry about that. Coming up, we will come up with a new lecture, how to execute the LEX program. So answer for this will be the next lecture. Thank you. Thank you for watching. And the slide credit goes to, Professor D.M. Damdari's book. And happy learning. Subscribe the channel to get the notifications of new videos. Thank you.